All right. So, welcome to the Art of Womanhood interview series. I am so excited about this series. It's part of a project that I am doing, an anthology book collaboration project. So, I'm talking to women from all walks of life, women everywhere, older, younger, married, not married, mothers, aunties, cousins, all of that. So we wear a multitude of hats, and I want to hear womanhood, right? Womanhood, women's perspectives from all different women. And so today I am talking to Miss Purple Diamond herself because apparently she is Purple Diamond, aka aka Aretha Franklin. She and I have been friends since we were 13, 14 years old, whatever we met in high school.
Yes.
Both Virgos. We both Virgos. Both got birthdays coming up. Hers is August 29th, if I'm not mistaken, and mine is September.
Right.
So we about to be celebrating.
That's
But
right.
before we get into all of this celebrating and shit, we're gonna get into what we here to talk about, which is the art of womanhood. Right. As of late, and I think everyone can, has seen what's been happening in the news and on social media and different things as it relates to women, as it relates to being a woman and people trying to define what that is, right? Trying to define what womanhood is, but at the same time, leaving out the women, leaving out the women, right? They want to tell us what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like. We don't corner the market on periods, or we're not the only ones can have babies. This is just some of the stuff that we've heard, over the last, I don't know, year or two or whatever, however long this mess has been going on. Right. And so I just want to get some different perspectives. And before we get into that perspective of it, I know that a lot of times we as women, when we struggle with whatever it is we're struggling with, because again, we run in households, we run in businesses, we raising kids, we're going to work, we're doing this and we're doing that. It's stressful. It can be stressful. It can be draining. And a lot of times we kind of live and teeter in a fight or flight mode mentality. You know what I mean? Now, what do you think about that? And why do you think that is? And do you think we can get out of that mentality?
You know what? Fight or flight is kind of something that we have been doing all our lives, right? Mm-hmm. Because we juggle a lot of things. Right. So, when we became like single parents, or we had no choice, right? So we had to do it all, learn how to do it all. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't. It's kind of like, I used to tell my older son, you was my test baby. Mm-hmm.
To see if you was gonna get it right.
Right. You had to figure it out.
So yeah, how bad you gonna mess that up, right?
Right. So, and then like even it's some people that's even married and it still seems like you are doing everything on your own.
Yeah.
And that's just sometimes, depending on the type of man that they have. Absolutely. But it's still the same. So, I mean, my views on fight or flight, my views on, us having to do everything, and it's hard. It's really hard.
It is.
And you need support when you're doing stuff. Right. You still need that support because, baby, if you got to just really physically and mentally do it on your own, it's a lot. And it really takes a toll, but it takes a strong ass woman to do that shit.
Yeah, it does. And that leads me to, that segues perfectly into the strong Black woman narrative. That leads perfectly into that because it is a toxic narrative. It's a toxic narrative. It's a narrative that has weighed on Black women for years and years and years. It's a narrative that tells us we got to be strong no matter what. We have to be strong regardless of what the situation. We just have to carry it all on our shoulders and not, and not show any breaking point, not show that we're breaking down or not show that we're struggling because we have to, stay up, chin up, chest out for everybody else around us. You know what I mean? And I think that's a toxic narrative. I would love to see how can we get away from that narrative, and what has been your experience with that narrative, because I know you've experienced it. I know you've lived with it and lived through it. You know what I mean? And thinking that way about yourself, like, I'm strong, I'm a Black woman, I just have to be. But what is your thought on that? You know what I mean? What has been your experience with that narrative?
My experience is, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to take care of this person, that person. I got to take care of this person, that person. I got to make sure I go here, there. I was doing that to a point I made myself sick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got so sick, and I had to look back at like, well, wow, I'm doing this, that, the third. I'm taking care of everything. Everybody calling me. I mean, but even when I was in the hospital, they were still calling me.
Right. Of course.
And I didn't receive all that back.
Right.
I didn't get all that back. So one thing it taught me is that I have to, if I'm going to help people, if I'm not healer, if I'm not helper, I have to do it in increments, because I have to fit me in there.
First. Right.
Because if I don't, if I'm not good, nobody's good.
That's right.
So that was the one thing that I learned from that. And I try my best not to. I've been putting boundaries on certain things. Nope, I'm not doing it. You can go do it. I'll let you use the car. You can do that, but bring my car right back. It'd be like things like that.
Right.
That I've learned to kind of put boundaries on.
Right. Because you get to the point, it's like, where's the time for me? And we have to carve that out. We have to carve it out. Shit. You know what I mean? It's like we have so much more time behind us than we do in front of us. And it's okay to be selfish. And it's not even
It's not selfish.
It's not even selfish.
It's self-care.
That's right. I'm taking care of me by any means necessary. I'm protecting my peace by any means necessary. So if that means you got to get your ass up and do it yourself, then so be it. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I have worked all day. I have been on the computer all day, or I've been on the phone, whatever. Or maybe I ain't did shit all day, but I still don't have to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. I think that we've been taught so deeply to like put everybody else first and take care of everybody. I think also because we were young mothers. I was a young mother, 17 years old, you know what I mean, when I had my first kid. And I think that that took a toll, you know what I mean? That took a toll, and because I was taught I had to put these kids first. And to a certain degree, to a certain degree you do. But when you do that and you leave yourself out of the equation, the kids ain't gonna be right no way. Right? The kids gonna be messed up anyway, because you're not taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? So what has motherhood taught you about womanhood? You know what I mean? What has motherhood taught you about that?
You know what? You talk about having kids young. Whew. Yeah. Motherhood has taught me, first of all, it taught me how to love different. That's one.
Yeah.
Number two, I always wanted a lot of kids, right? So I ended up with 7. I wanted 6.
Yes.
So it taught me that I had to share, because I had to share myself with everybody.
Yeah.
I had to make sure everybody was good until I got sick. Then I understood that I had to be good. I had to teach. I had to discipline, not just them, but myself too.
Yeah.
I had to learn to fit myself into motherhood. That was the only way you can survive motherhood.
Yes. And you be like, am I gonna get out this thing alive? Lord, I'm trying to get out of here alive.
No, I mean, we do put our kids before us for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even when it comes down to clothing, you got to make sure they look better before you do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you still have to have you. You still got to know you. You still got to love you. You still got to take care of you. So I don't want people to think that motherhood means it's just all about them. It's not. That's right. Motherhood is all of us, and especially me. Especially me.
That's right.
Because we don't always have that support, that better half that's gonna like take that a portion of it away from us just to relieve us for 10, 15 minutes. We don't always have that.
That's right. And a lot of times we don't get it anyway. We don't get 10 or 15 minutes. You got to take it. And that's what it is. We have to take it. We can't sit around and say, shit, I'm waiting for some. We got to take it. Like, listen, I ain't doing this. This is what's going on. I'm out,
Right.
Because our mental health is so important. So many of us struggle with that. You know what I mean? So many of us struggle with anxiety and depression and just a multitude of other, mental health disorders and mood disorders. And we hide that. We hide it. We don't let people see it, and we struggle with it. So how important is mental health? How important are mental health days and mental health maintenance, so to speak?
It's so many of us that don't even recognize that we are in a mental health crisis. Like right now, this whole city is in a mental health crisis. But as a woman, being in a mental health crisis and you're always stressed, you're depressed, you're sad, you're in a house, you're not doing anything. You're not doing nothing. So that right there, you are experiencing something with your mental health.
Right.
And we don't acknowledge it because we feel like, you know what, I'm gonna handle it. It's just whatever. We get that lax attitude about stuff. But once you start to recognize the signs, you research the signs that is happening with you, you'll know then that, okay, I have to get up. I got to do something. I do need 15 minutes to myself so I can have that break, so I can have that time to clear my head. Or, you know what? I'm not handling this today. I'm about to leave out this door right now, and I'm just going to take me a walk. Exercising is a wonderful tool that helps women when they're stressed, when their anxiety is high.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we gotta figure, we gotta understand our bodies. We have to understand our minds. That's the only way that we can battle anything that's happening with our mental health.
And listen, we have to listen, and listen to the reasonable side. Because, sometimes we get that voice, that little, that negative voice of, just don't do it. Don't get up. You're not worthy. You're not this, you're not that. So don't listen to that one. You know what I mean? Listen to the one that's trying to get you up and keep you moving. You know what I mean? But you got to listen. You got to listen, like you said, to your body, to your mind, because you only get one shit, and we only get this thing just the one time. You know what I mean? So we might as well make it, make the best out of it, and not just make the best out of it, but shit, enjoy life. You know what I mean? Life is for the living. We deserve to enjoy it. And I just have just one more thing. Can you share a time as a woman when you embraced your womanhood and the strength and as a source of strength and resilience in a difficult situation?
Now this is my time now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what does that look like?
What it look like? Baby, listen. Listen, I had to get my thoughts right. I had to understand where I was at in my life. I had to reset everything, the do-over, the whole reset button. I had to press that joint and say, you know what? I gotta enjoy this. I gotta have fun with this. I have to give something back to the community with this. I just have to be me. I got a lot of energy. I think that's what Virgos do. Yeah. We just got a lot.
Yes, But
Right.
everyone
And
don't deserve our energy though.
They don't understand it. First of all, they don't understand it. But we got so much energy. We have things in multiple pots all the time.
Right.
We're always moving. We're always gone. We're always busy.
Right.
And sometimes it's to a default.
Yep.
Because sometimes it is, too much, and that be our fault. But if you enjoy yourself and you know what you like to do, and that's what I had to figure out for me. What do I enjoy? What do I like to do? What is going to help me focus on different things in my life at this point in my life to make me happy, to make me good? And, and here we go with 3-4 different things that I'm doing.
Yeah. To you. I get it.
And that helped me. That helped me at this point in my life. It helped me with my mental health. It helped me with understanding Doretha, Purple Diamond, mental health counselor, all the other stuff that I do.
Yes, absolutely. And so, oh goodness, reinvention at this second part, this second part of your life and the second stage of your life. Picking, starting over at this stage in your life. What is that like? It's as far, both aspects of it, reinventing yourself at this stage and starting over at this stage in your life.
Reinventing is fun. Do not sleep on that.
Ain't it though, girl? Yes,
reinventing is fun. Now you may lose people in the process of you reinventing yourself. But reinventing is fun. I would not change what I am doing right now. I wouldn't. I would not. And what was the other thing that you said?
Starting over at 50 and beyond, basically,
Well, you know what? I'm resetting. I haven't started fully over, because fully over, everybody gonna be out my way.
I know that's right.
Everybody gonna be out my way fully over. I already done saw the light to that part. So I'm just walking down the tunnel. So, but I'm resetting. I'm at a point where I'm resetting because I know what's about to happen.
Right.
I know what's coming. Right. So I'm just preparing myself for it, and I'm happy. I'm good.
That's what's up, man. True goodness. And that's what it's all about. What? And that's what it's all about, right? Right. All about. So I am super excited that you are here, that you joined me, and that you just took a few minutes, to have a conversation with me. And I'm excited. I'm very excited about it. I'm excited about this series. I'm excited. These kids is too loud in the background. You see, we can't even hold a conversation, and I'm not even going to cut this out because it's real shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cutting this out. This is going to be in the damn interview. This is real shit. Like, why is y'all making all this noise? I don't understand it. I don't understand. Look, I have someone in the background. I'm recording. It's okay though. I'm sorry. And so anyway. Anyway, this has definitely been an awesome conversation. We always have a good conversation though when we get together. And so again, I've been speaking to my good friend, Purple Diamond, aka Doretha Franklin, and we kicking it about the art of womanhood, man. And so until next time, right? I'll see y'all again later. Thanks for joining.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.